Hare Krishna devotees and not the speaker will join Prabhuji and these two. Hare Krishna Premasindhu Gauranga Prabhu and not Nam Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna devotees, welcome to Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Today we are very glad and fortunate to have the association of His Grace Premasindhu Gauranga Prabhu, who will be sharing the nectar from Srimad Bhagavatam, canto number 5, chapter number 25, sloka number 12 and 13. Prabhuji, over to you, Prabhuji. If you can turn on the camera, that would be great. Prabhuji, am I audible, Prabhuji?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Yeah, Prabhuji, we can start, Prabhu.
Yes. Hare Krishna. So I welcome all of you for today's Srimad Bhagavatam class. So we are studying fifth canto, Glories of Lord Anantadev. So today we are supposed to study two verses, 12 and 13. So before that, we'll stand prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupakadam Yam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Udapada Kamalam Shri Guru Vaipadavanshta Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते भक्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिय जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna. So we are studying the glories of Lord Ananta. And here in this section, so many divine qualities, transcendental qualities of Lord Ananta Deva are explained. So first, let us read these verses and then we can have an explanation or we can describe further some of the glories of Lord Ananta Deva. So Prabhu, can you share the verse, please? Is that possible for you?
Prabhuji, I can share in a mobile phone, Prabhuji. I'll do it, Prabhu.
Okay. So, fine, you can share in mobile now.
I'm sharing it, Prabhu. You are able to see the screen, Prabhu?
No.
Yes, Prabhuji, you are able to see the Prabhuji?
No.
I think it's stopping. 1 minute, I'll try again.
Okay, so wait, I'll only do it. Just give me a
But
moment.
allowing.
I'm not able to share anyway. So I'll read the verse myself. So this is 5:25:12. मूर्धन्यर्पितम् अनुवत्सहस्रमूर्ध्नो भूगोलं सगीरिसरित्समुद्रसत्त्वम् आनन्त्याद् अनिमेतविक्रमस्य भूम्नः को वीर्याणि अधि गणयेत् सहस्रजीवः. So here in this verse, the translation is, because the Lord is unlimited, no one can estimate his power. This entire universe filled with its many great mountains, rivers, oceans, trees, and living entities is resting just like an atom on one of his many thousands of hoods. Is there anyone, even with thousands of tongues, who can describe his glories? Next verse. Evam prabhavo bhagavan ananto durant वीर्योरुगुणानुभाव मूले रसाया स्थित आत्मतंत्रो यो लीलया क्षमां स्थित्ये विभर्ति. There is no end to the great and glorious qualities of that powerful Lord Anantadev. Indeed, his prowess is unlimited. Though self sufficient, he himself is the support of everything. He resides beneath the lower planetary systems and easily sustains the entire universe. So, in this chapter, the glories of Lord Anantadeva are being spoken about. So, today we are going to dive into the wonderful, profound world of glories of Lord Anantadev. uh, as such, if you see the Gaudiya Vaishnava literature, we don't see a lot of description about Anantadev. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, there is mention of Lord Anantadev, that how he is coming from Nityanand Prabhu. And in some other scriptures, there is also mention of Anantadev, that how Anantadev is a Shaktiavesh avatar. He is a living entity who has the Shakti Avesh of Sankarshan. And his service is to sustain the universe. And we see that he also gives his Shakti to many of the devotees who come as acharyas. Like in South India, we had Ramanujacharya, who is an Shakti Avesh of Ananta. So there was a great debate between Ramanujacharya and some lot of Jains. It was somewhere in Karnataka where thousands of Jains were there, and Ramanujacharya debated with them. So it is said that at that time, Lord Ananta himself appeared behind Ramanuja, and with his thousands of mouths, he defeated all the Jains in that debate. So Lord Ananta is also known as Shesha or Sankarshan, and his glories are unlimited, and he keeps on singing the glories of the Lord with his thousands of mouths. And his name appears in almost all the Puranas, in Mahabharata, in all the Vedic literature. His name appears. So he is a great personality, and he acts in the capacity of a servant of the Lord. Just like we see that Lord Balram is the Supreme Lord himself, but he acts in the capacity of Krishna's servant. Similarly, Anantadev, he is not Supreme Lord himself, he is a Shaktiavesh, but he is also acting in the capacity of a servant. So, when we see Anantadev's example, we can draw so many wonderful lessons for ourselves also. That how to be a proper servant or the best servant, and how to act in a specific circumstance. So we'll see those things also. So Anantadev's example is a guide in our life. The guide how we can surrender our false ego to the divine will. So in Gaudiya Vaishnavism, where we stress a lot on Raganuga Bhakti, spontaneous devotion, Anantadev is seen as a plenary expansion of Lord Balram. So Lord Balram is Krishna's first expansion, and Nityanand Prabhu is non-different than Balram. He is Balram himself. So the name Ananta, it means endless. So what is endless here? Ananta's glories are infinite, endless. His strength is endless. His hoods are endless. And the service attitude which he has for the Supreme Lord, that is also Ananta. That is, either we can say endless or infinite. So Ananta Dev has, he himself has Ananta or endless wonderful qualities. So in the fifth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, which we are studying right now, there is a description of the glories of Lord Ananta. So we have seen already that Anantadev resides way beneath our planetary system in Patala Loka, which is about 2 point, about 250,000 miles below our planetary system. And Anantadev, he can be observed in many forms. One of the forms is a giant form where the Bhumandala is resting on his hoods. Bhumandala and also the lower planetary systems, they are resting on his hoods. Then also it is said that the different universes, material universes, are also resting on Ananta Dev's hoods. That is also one form of Ananta Dev. Then Ananta Dev also has a very personal, beautiful form. His body is white complexioned. He has very long, beautiful arms, and his arms are having golden bangles. He wears bluish garments, just like Balram. Balram has a white body and he wears blue garments. Similarly, Anantadev's body is also like that. His form, beautiful personal form is like that. And he is wearing an, a single earring and a golden belt, a Vaijayanti mala, also a mala of Tulsi. So his lotus feet are pink in color, and his toenails, they're like polished gems. And devotees, those who are devotees, devotees of Anantadev, they're surrounding him and they are very blissfully having the darshan of his sweet, joyful face. And his flower like eyes, they are moving due to intoxication of love of Godhead. The bees are swarming around the beautiful garlands which he is wearing. His sweet voice, which is always glorifying the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is delighting the Devatas, even the demons, the Nagas, in whose loka he is staying, the Naga loka. So the Nagas, the Gandharvas, the Vidyadharas, and also the great sages, and all of them, they are offering obeisances to the great personality Anantadev. Anantadev is also present in Brahmaloka, it is told in Mahabharata in one form, and he sits in the assembly of Brahma, where Brahma always pays respects to Anantadev. So the entire material universe, it is resting on the hoods of Anantadev. So for him, it is not very difficult to take the load of the entire universe or so many different universes. A single universe is just like a tiny mustard seed for him. And just like we can hold a mustard seed without any effort, similarly, Lord Ananta holds these thousands of millions of universes on his hoods, just like mustard seeds. So the that is his vastness, that is his potency, his strength, and thus the name Ananta also. So he is sustaining different planets, oceans, mountains effortlessly without even noticing their weight. So uh, he is also one of the predominating deities of Tamoguna and false ego, just like Lord Shiva is also there. And and that is why he also helps us to get rid of our false ego. So if we follow his example, we can get rid of our false ego. Just like if someone surrenders to Lord Shiva, then he can get rid of his tamoguna, his false ego. So Lord Ananta, his power, his strength, His abilities are endless, but yet he is very, very merciful. And he also exhibits his spiritual body, as we discussed earlier, which is very, very beautiful, white in color, with beautiful uh, blue garments. And he shows this body to his devotees who are attracted to him. And he guides those devotees back home, back to Godhead. So, to the planet where Lord Sankarsana is staying. So, Lord Ananta, he has a very central role in creation, destruction, and also maintenance. At cosmic devastation, destruction, when Anantadev is slightly angry because of the sinful nature of the jivas. So he starts to breathe out fire, and it starts the process of destruction. So the Rudras, 11 Rudras, uh, they are also called as Sankarshan, and their their job or their activity is also the same. In third canto Srimad Bhagavatam, we see that when Rudra is born, the Lord Brahma says that, well, your main service is at the end of is for the destruction of the world. So you wait till then. So for populating the universe, I will give birth to other children. So Narad Muni eternally glorifies Anantadev in Brahma's assembly. As we spoke earlier, Anantadev is also present in Brahma's assembly. And great personalities like Narad Muni, they are singing his role of how he is serving the Supreme Lord. So there is no end to the strength, the glories of Anantadev, and no one can fully describe him, even with countless mouths. So Anantadev is ceaselessly singing the glories of Lord Krishna and finding no limit to his glories. It is a testament to his boundless devotion. So in Chaitanya Charitamrita Adilila, also it is written that Ananta Shesh is a Bhakta avatar. So this is in Adilila chapter 5. So there it is said that he is a plenary expansion of Nityanand Prabhu and he is a Bhakta avatar. And although we see that when Supreme Lord appears in this world, he is the Supreme Lord. He does not have to have a father or mother. But still, for the sake of a pastime, the Supreme Lord appears in a specific dynasty. He has father and mother, and he does pastimes like an ordinary person. So, some of the avatars they do like that, and some other avatars like Narasimhadev they don't do like that. So Anantashesh also he has a birth in this world. Of course, he is a eternal associate of the Lord, but he also has pastimes in this world. So Mahabharat Adi Parva it explains that Ananta how he takes birth. So Ananta was born to Kashyapa Muni and his wife Kadru. So Kadru is the daughter of Daksha Prajapati, and she is also the mother of all the serpents in Nagaloka. So another wife of Kashyapa is Vinata, And this Vinata is the mother of Garuda Dev. So basically, Shesha, Ananta, is the son of Kadru, and Garuda is the son of Vinata. So they are brothers. Their father is Kashyapa Muni. So this Kadru, who is the mother of all the serpents, so she is not her nature is not very divine. Definitely, she is wife of Kashyap Muni, so a great personality. But she is not uh, filled with all the divine transcendental qualities. And so she gives birth to all the Nagas, and these Nagas, they are also having the same nature. They are crooked, they are not straight, and they are always planning to create problem for others. That is their nature. So out of all the sons of Kadru, the eldest son is Shesha. Then there is also Vasuki and others, all the famous serpents which we read about in the Puranas. So although all the serpents they have a little crooked nature, but Shesha he was a little he was out of the box, he was different. He was not like his other brothers. So while all the brothers they were always conspiring to trouble Vinata and her son Garuda. So Vinata is the co-wife of Kadru and their brother Garuda. And they were always doing prajalpa, and they are not having interest in devotion to the Supreme Lord. But the brother, the eldest brother Shesha, is little different. So he's disgusted with the deceitful nature of his brothers, and so he leaves Nagaloka and he goes to Gandhamadan uh, mountain, Gandhamadan Parvat, and he starts doing tapasya there. He is meditating on the Supreme Lord, and he is very he's fed up with his brother's association. He does not want to stay there anymore. So he has vowed never to return back to Nagaloka, and he is doing austere penance on Gandhamadan mountain. So, being pleased with his tapasya, Lord Brahma comes there, and actually his tapasya is so austere, so intense, that it starts scorching all the three worlds. The demigods are alarmed, and Shesha's body becomes emaciated, and his veins are protruding, and his body also starts to burn, with the fire of tapasya. So Brahma he starts to investigate that who is doing this tapasya. It is causing trouble in the entire universe. So he comes to Gandhamadan mountain and he sees Shesha and he's moved to see his tapasya. And so he asks that, please ask a boon, what do you want? So Shesha says that I only want this boon that I want to walk on the path of dharma all the time. I always want to walk on the path of dharma and devotion. That is my that is the boon I want from you because I am fed up with my brothers' association. They are not dharmic at all. So Brahma gives him a boon that you will be known as the embodiment of dharma. And he also tells him that now you should descend to the lower planetary systems and assist the Lord in maintaining this universe. So you don't have to stay in Nagaloka. You go even below Nagaloka and you assist the Lord in maintaining, in maintenance, the service of maintenance. So, so thus Shesha, he is the embodiment of Dharma. And his selflessness is very much contrasting with his brother's greed. And it gives us a lesson that even when somebody is in a bad association, he can still get the mercy of the Lord by choosing the right path. And keeping his false ego aside, he chooses to do the service which is told to him by Lord Brahma. Now, so to see, going to the lowest part of the universe where there is no sunlight and holding the universe on top of your head is not a very exciting service. But for someone who is a pure devotee, for him, uh, selflessness is a very core nature of that person. And so for him, it does not matter what kind of service it is. The service itself is important. So that is why if somebody worships Lord Ananta, then he can very easily get rid of his false ego. So there are many lessons which we can derive from Lord Ananta's example. So the first lesson is that Lord Ananta has infinite devotion. And this devotion he has acquired through service. So Lord Ananta, he knows how to endlessly expand in order to serve Krishna. He not only sustains the universe, but he also becomes the bed of Supreme Lord, the throne of Supreme Lord, the pillow of Supreme Lord. So in this way, he keeps on expanding in different ways. So he also expands as the Holy Dham. The Holy Dham is also expansion of Balram. So in this way, Lord Ananta, he expands endlessly in whatever way Krishna wants him to expand and give service. So his devotion is infinite, because he's doing infinite services. So in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela, 5th chapter, it is written that the Anantadev does not know any other work other than how to serve the Supreme Lord. So that is his wonderful service attitude. So in our daily life also, whatever activities we do, whether they are small activities like cooking for our family or offering something to Krishna, we should always have gratitude that we have at least got some service. And whatever service we have got, we should do it with a grateful heart, just like Anantadev. Some services are very wonderful, like becoming the bed of the Lord. The Lord is resting on your body. Some services not so wonderful, like going to the lower planetary systems and holding the universe. But whatever the service is, Lord Anantadev is in ecstasy doing that. So that is one lesson which we can draw from his example. Another lesson which we can draw from Anantadev's example is that he has uh, he is very humble. He is the epitome of humility. So he is bearing all the universes on his head, and uh, still he does not have any pride. And when great personalities are coming to see him, he is still bowing his head with all the universes on his head. So although his services are infinite, and the mercy which the Lord has shown him is infinite, the Lord is always sleeping on him. The Lord is always in contact with Ananta. Not only that, Mother Lakshmi is also sitting on his body. So the divine couple is always in touch with his divine body. So what kind of a blessing is that? So even after getting that kind of a blessing, that kind of mercy, his humility uh, is at its peak. Is the epitome of humility. So another lesson which we can learn is that when he was faced with a lot of problems in his family situation, in his chaos, his family was very chaotic, the family of serpents. So it shows his detachment, how he chose to come out from that bad association and do some tapasya. Of course, this is a pastime. The service of Anantadev as Ananta is eternal. But when he comes to this universe, then some pastime is also displayed. Not that before he was given the boon by Brahma, he was not Ananta. He was not doing that service. But this is a pastime, and it shows that it teaches us that how to become detached from bad association, how to be humble, how to become detached from bad association. Actually, the Nagas, they are very, very powerful, and their planetary system is very, very opulent, more opulent than Swargaloka also. And they're very powerful. But since they're crooked, Ananta did not choose to stay with them. So, uh, also we learn that how to always glorify the Lord from Anantadev. With his thousands and millions of mouths, he is always glorifying the Supreme Lord. He is singing the pastimes of the Lord. So we can learn that how in our own life also, by glorifying the Lord, by joining in Kirtan, Sankirtan, we can become purified. So Anantadev is glorified because he is glorifying the Supreme Lord. Similarly, any living entity who glorifies the Supreme Lord, he also becomes glorified. That is what the gopis are singing in Gopi Geet also. So Burida Jana. So that person who glorifies the activities of the Supreme Lord, he is Burida, very merciful, and he is also glorified. So uh, purification through glorification. This is another thing which we can learn from Anantadev. Then we can also learn that although Anantadev is staying in a place which is governed by Tamoguna, place below the hellish planets, and all his associates, they are Nagas. Later on, Anantadev also agreed to stay in Nagaloka for some time. That is explained in Mahabharata. But he does not get affected by the bad association of his brothers. Just like Prahlad Maharaj is staying with the demons, it does not get affected, and he is considered as the best of the demons. Similarly, Anantadev is considered as the best amongst the Nagas, and he does not get affected by his brother's bad association. So, although he is staying in such a place, but he is beyond the modes. Being in such a dark place, he is continuing his service. Not only that, he is giving a chance to perform devotional service to whoever, to any person who surrenders to him. So he is very merciful towards all living entities. So that is another lesson which we learn from his example, that being merciful to the conditioned souls of this world and how to maintain our service and our devotion even in a dark place. So it may not be always possible for us, but Anantadev is showing us the example. Then he also shows the best example for Dasya Bhav. So his entire existence is dedicated to performing service in the mood of Dasya. So he becomes the Lord's bed, throne, umbrella, not only for Lord Vishnu, but for all the incarnations. Like we see that when Krishna is born in Mathura and Vasudev is taking Krishna to Gokula, it is Anantadev who becomes the umbrella and he is shielding Krishna from the rain. So he becomes the bed, throne, umbrella, pillow, and he's supporting the entire universe. He is also giving shelter to devotees, you know. So he is becoming their spiritual master in that sense. Then he also empowers other living entities to spread devotional service. Like in recent times, we have Ramanujacharya. So, thus, he is the ideal, unalloyed uh, dasa or servant of the Supreme Lord. So, in this way, so many wonderful lessons can be drawn from the example of Anantadev. And he is also the principle of spiritual master. We all know that Balram is the principle of Guru Tattva. So, since Anantadev is also plenary expansion of Balram, he is also Guru Tattva. He is like a spiritual master. So, if we want the mercy of our spiritual master, or if we want the mercy of the Guru Parampara, then we can worship Anantadev. We will get the mercy of the Guru Varga. So, he is not only acting as a Guru or a part of the Guru Tattva, but he himself acts as a servant and he shows how to become a very good servant or a disciple. So that we have already discussed earlier, that how he is the epitome of Dasya Rasa. So in this way, we see that Anantadev, he has infinite wonderful qualities and there are so many things we can learn from his example. So we can honor Anantadev through our service, through our devotion, and we can try to see his example and apply in our life. And we can see him as a representative of the Guru Parampara, Guru Tattva. And Anantadev, if we pray to him like that and if we show a very good example to him, then just as he is sustaining all the universes on his hoods, he will also sustain our spiritual journey on his hoods. And he will very easily he can carry us back to the Supreme Lord. He is already carrying the Supreme Lord himself all the time on his body. So for him, it is not very difficult that he takes a jiva back to the Supreme Lord. So although the glories of Anantadev are not heard so much, specific in Bhagavatam especially, in Bhagavatam we have here in fifth canto and few verses in some other place. In Chaitanya Charitamrita also there is not so much description. And in other Puranas also, not very much detailed expression is there about him. In Mahabharata, there are some references. So we don't have to become attracted to him through his pastimes, just like we get attracted to Krishna through his pastimes, but we get attracted to Anantadev through his example of service, through his example of dasya. So some of the examples which we saw of Anantadeva's service is dasya today. They are very, very inspiring. But since he is Ananta, so we can never understand all the services which he is doing, and we cannot explain them all. So we stop here today. Any questions, comments?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranams. Thanks for the wonderful class, Prabhu. Prabhu, I'm little confused that are there two Anantas, one Vishnu Tattva and one Jiva Tattva? And who is having the spiritual body and who is having the ordinary body, Prabhu?
Both are having a spiritual body only. I mean, the Anantadev who is there in this universe, he is a Shaktavesh avatar. But even though he is a Shaktavesh avatar, it's not that he is having a physical body. Just like we see Narad Muni is a Shaktavesh avatar, but he also has a transcendental body. So similarly, Ananta is also having a transcendental body. And it's not that all the Shaktavesh avatars, they must have a transcendental body. But in this particular case, yes, he is not having a physical body.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. So in South India, they do this Nagara Panchami, Prabhu. So is it advisable to celebrate and ask Anantadev to give us Krishna Prema, Prabhu?
Yes, we can do that. We can pray to Anantadev, and we can pray for devotion, we can pray for service, we can pray for all the wonderful qualities, and he will definitely give us.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranams.
Hare Krishna.
We should not pray to other Nagas, only pray to Anantadev. No need of praying to his brothers, only pray to Anantadev.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
Yes.
Prabhu, when Yashodamai asks Krishna to open his mouth, we could, Lord has displayed the entire universes in his mouth. But as we understand here, the entire universes are staying on the foot of Ananta. But how to understand this?
No, I didn't understand your question.
Question, Prabhu. See now, as we have heard in the lecture, that all the universes are staying on the hood of the Ananta as a small sesame seed.
Yes.
But when Yashodavai asks Krishna to open his mouth to check whether he is eating bud or not, then she could see the entire Brahmanda's entire creation in his mouth. So how to understand this? Whether this when all universes are staying on the hood of the Ananta, so including Ananta is in the mouth of Lord Krishna, or how to understand?
Yeah, I mean, she's just seeing in the mouth of Krishna all the universes. So, what is there to understand? I mean, Krishna is the source of all universes.
So that means including Ananta is the source of all the, Krishna
Yeah.
only.
From Krishna comes Balram, from Balram comes Sankarshan, and Ananta is plenary portion of Sankarshan. So Sankarshan is also included there.
So that means to say the entire whatever this that is existing is in the purview of Lord Krishna only.
Yes.
Thank you.
So we should not pray on Nag Panchami to other Nagas. You only pray to Ananta Dev. Once what happened, I will tell you interesting pastime from Mahabharata. So uh, I'll tell you very briefly. It's a long pastime, very wonderful pastime. So after the Mahabharata war, once there was a battle between Arjuna's son and Arjuna. You know, Arjuna's son, his name was Babruvahan. So Arjuna was going to Manipur. It was a Ashwamedh Yagya. So Babruvahan, he stopped the horse. And eventually there was a fight between Arjuna and Babruvahan. Arjuna did not know that he's my son. And Babruvahan also does not know that he's my father. Babruvahan is the son of Chitrangada, who is one of the wives of Arjuna. So Babruvahan kills Arjuna. Arjuna is dead. So another wife of Arjuna, whose name is Ulupi, she is from the Nagaloka. So she comes there and she tells Babruvahan that the Vasus had cursed Arjuna because he killed Bhishma. Bhishma was one of the Vasus. So don't worry, although he's dead, but he's supposed to come back to life. No, it's not his death right now. So how to bring him back to life? You have to go to Nagaloka. In Nagaloka, there is a stone, money. You get it. And by that stone, Arjuna can be brought back to life. So Babruvahan goes to Nagaloka and he requests that I am the son of Arjuna. My father is somehow dead by accident and I have to bring him back to life. So please give me your that special stone which you have. So all the Nagas, they are crooked people. They say, no, 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 get lost. We don't want to give you. Sorry, not possible. Then he goes to Shesha. Babruhan goes to Shesha. And Shesha says, okay, okay, take this, don't worry. I'm giving you, my brothers are like this only, but I am giving you, take this, go and you can bring your father back to life. And so Babruvahan, he takes that special stone and he is going out of Nagaloka. And all the Nagas, they come to know that our elder brother, the very merciful Shesha, he has given the stone to Arjuna, to Babruvahan. They become very angry and they declare a war on Babruvahan. So there is a description of great fight between Babruvahan and the Nagas there. This is in Ashwamedh Parva of Mahabharata. So the Nagas, they are shooting all the celestial weapons and Babruvahan is cutting them one by one. And then none of the weapons of Babruvahan is working on the Nagas because the Nagas are very expert in creating illusions. They are themselves very powerful. So now Babruvahan is not understanding what to do. So after using all of his celestial weapons, he shoots one weapon which causes honey to rain. There is a rainfall of honey. So all the Nagas, they are wondering what happened to our enemy. He is raining down honey on us. It seems that he has accepted defeat. He is now respecting us or what? He's doing our abhishek with honey. So after the rainfall of honey, when the whole body of the Nagas is drenched with honey completely, now Babruhan fires another weapon. It's and when he fires that weapon, then the ants are raining from the sky. These are not ordinary ants, very dangerous big ants. So now there is a rainfall of ants, and the ants are all stuck on the bodies of the Nagas, and they're eating away the flesh of the Nagas. And the Nagas are writhing in pain, and they say, okay, okay, we give up. You take that stone and you get lost, and also get rid of these ants. So Babruhan fires another weapon, and the ants are they vanish away. So in this way, Babruhan takes that stone and he brings back Arjuna to life. That is another pastime which is related to Shesha. Right? It comes in Mahabharata. So out of all the Nagas, it is only good to pray to Ananta. Yes.
What about Vasuki, Prabhu?
Vasuki is also the leader of all the Nagas. And for us, there is no need to pray to him. We only pray to devotees.
Not praying to Vasuki, but we don't hear much about Vasuki.
Yeah, Vasuki is very powerful. He is like the de facto king of the Nagaloka. Although Anantashesh is the elderly, but he does not involve so much in Nagaloka politics. So Vasuki is the leader there. And he has many wives, many daughters, and he is sometimes little religious also. So when his daughters they want a good husband, they go and pray to Lord Vishnu. That is explained. So at least that much they do. And sometimes if they feel they can give some benediction to somebody, like when Bhima is poisoned by Duryodhan. So he and he is thrown in the river. Then he goes to the Nagaloka through the subtle pathways which are there in the rivers. And there Vasuki sees him. And Vasuki understands him as actually there's another snake who had lived on the Earth planet in a human form. So, and he was a relative of Kunti, Bhima's mother, which means that the serpents, the Nagas, they are always living on the earth in the human form, some of them in leading positions. So, Mahabharata also, this episode, it is told that he was one of the ancestors of Kunti. He was a Naga, but he was living on the earth in a human form. So he immediately understands that he is the son of Kunti. And so he tells Vasuki that, oh, Bhima has come to Nagaloka. And so they have all mystic powers. So they all understand that he was poisoned and now he has come here. So then they say that we should give him our special rasa. So what is this rasa? If you drink one pot of this special Nagaloka rasa, then you get the strength of 1,000 elephants. But the thing is, to drink that rasa also you need strength. It's not that anybody can drink it. You should be powerful enough to take it. So that time Bhima is just a boy, he's not grown up also. So the Nagas, so Vasuki allows it, okay, let him take it. So they keep these pots of special Nagaloka Rasa in front of Bhima. And Bhima drinks 8 pots. And not even the strongest of the Nagas in Nagaloka, they can drink 8 pots in one shot. So they are all wondering what happened. So after drinking again, Bhima is feeling sleepy because that rasa, it takes time to assimilate in the body. So it is assimilating in the body. He again goes to sleep for a few days. Meanwhile, everybody is searching. Where did Bhima go? He vanished. So now Bhima, when he comes back again to consciousness after a few days, he is having the strength of 10,000 elephants. So the Nagas inform him that now you have the strength of 10,000 elephants. So then they drop him back to the shore of the river where he was thrown by Duryodhana and Dushasan. And then he goes and meets Kunti and his other brothers. So they can give sometimes some benedictions, but we don't go to them for benedictions. It's like that.
Thank you, Prabhu. Dandavat Pranam.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you very much for very beautifully summarizing the glories of our Lord Anantadev. And
Hare
also
Krishna
sharing
Prabhu.
the nice pastime of
Dandavat Pranam. Can
Yes.
I ask one clarification, Prabhu?
Yes.
yeah, Mata, you have to be quick one.
Yes, Prabhu. There is Sankarshana and Sankarshana. I was just listening to some classes, Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Can you just tell what is Sankarshana and Sankarshana? Is there any Sankarshana also, Prabhu?
No, they're same.
That's it.
It is Sankarshan only. I don't know what is Sankarshan. Sankarshan only.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
thank
thank
you,
you very
Prabhu.
much. And
Thank you, Prabhu.
thank you.
Yes,
Thank
Prabhu.
you very much. So thank you
Yeah,
all
Prabhu.
for joining in today. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavad Mahapuran ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. We'll end this. Unchakalpatarubhyasya kapasindobhya sapatitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha.
Hare Krishna.
ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, जगत गुरु श्री प्रभुपाद की जय, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, जय गौर प्रेमानंद हरि हरि। थैंक यू।